Well, a lot of people are worried about the effects of Fukushima radiation blowing on the West Coast or even down in Florida or something because the way the Gulf Stream goes, and also up Alaska, Western Canada. It seems to be getting everywhere. And you hear a lot of these stories about the Fukushima radiation is causing all these fish die-offs and things like that. And, I'll tell you this. I don't know about all that stuff about the fish die-offs because there's always been fish die-offs. And also we noticed that, the magnetic fields of the Earth, the magnetosphere, is getting much weaker. It's also confusing the direction of which, the animal's sense of direction. It's causing them to have problems to go into the wrong waters. A lot of different things. You're hearing a lot of stories. Even on rents.com, he's got a whole damn section over there about Fukushima. And, yes, it's dangerous, but, I think there's other things going on that are actually just plain old Earth changes that are causing, animal die-offs and things like that. It's not probably just the radiation, because there's always been these events happening even before Fukushima. Now, I'm not ignoring that. This is dangerous, okay? Get me, get my drift, but don't buy into all the alternative media drama freaks because, they have a business about scaring people, and that's their whole thing. My business here is to give you cheap solutions that regular people can afford. The difference. I'm not here to talk to you in $500 words. I'm giving you plain old English language, simple way. But, actually I do research a lot, and I'm very much privy to the exaggerations in the quote-unquote alternative medicine world, because there's a lot of them in there too, But, they're doing a lot of cleanup on Fukushima and things like that, and, they're monitoring the situation, and the Japanese government's hiding what's actually going on. I know that. But, and I'm going to show you some brand names here because I'm not selling these brands. Now, I usually get from Swanson Vitamins and Puritan Pride. Me personally, am I advertising for them? No. I mean, I was just trying to think of what I like their prices and their quality. That's my personal preference. But activated charcoal is actually one of the things been known to absorb harmful chemicals, toxins, and radiation, right? You could take this internally. It's actually good for you to take once in a while, believe it or not. You could actually whiten your teeth. It sounds crazy because it's all black. It can also help whiten your teeth. I don't want to get into that subject because I don't want to even do a video on that because it does make your teeth turn black immediately, but it can help whiten your teeth even, But, it's because I know people will take this pill and they'll say it's going to be all black in your mouth, and I'm thinking if they just swallow it, you don't leave it in your mouth, but some people leave it in their mouth, and their teeth turn all black. But actually, it could be a tooth whitener. I just want to put that in there because in case you do that, you'd be freaking out like, oh, this guy told me to take activated teeth charcoal and my teeth are black. Actually, it's a whitener, but you just swallow the pill. And actually, activated charcoal is actually in the CPOG suits or the MOP mission. CPOG is cover protective outer garment, the ones used in the military for mission-orientated protective postures 1, 2, 3, and 4. They call it MOP 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what it has is this suit is actually it's just a regular nylon and cotton green cloth, but on the inside of it, it's impregnated with activated charcoal. That actually neutralizes the effects of NBC environments, nuclear, biological, and chemical. So it absorbs the bad stuff. It absorbs this activated charcoal could absorb the bad stuff in your body. But actually, this video, I'm going to get onto something that's even more important and very simple. And I'm going to elaborate on some of the other things that people tell you, and because I'm trying to keep this simple. Keep it simple, stupid. I'm not trying to confuse people, but I'm trying to give you more information in this because, it's just to explain it so somebody throws a curveball in there and throws a monkey wrench into what I said, you understand that, how it really works. Also, this activated charcoal is actually found in in your chemical protective mask or your gas mask, commonly known. I don't know what the hell they call it now. It used to be called the M17A1. That's actually in the elements. It's activated charcoal that's impregnated in those elements. And what it happens is it absorbs this stuff, the radiation, the nuclear, biological, chemical fallout, whatever it is. And, it's got, it can only absorb so much. but it does absorb it and it carries out. So when you take this, it absorbs it and carries it outside the body. But I also want to tell you right off the bat that a lot of the damage is not really done from the radiation itself. It's the oxidative stress and all the free radicals it creates. So I'm going to get on to other things here. Spirulina is another very good thing to take. It can help. It's one of the ancient foods. It's a very simple food. It's very easily absorbed by the body. Now, the Spring Valley brand, I'm not selling it or nothing, but I know like you can get it in Walmart real easy. It's not like some exotic, you got to go to the vitamin section, your super duper Walmart, Wally World, or, anywhere. I mean, it doesn't have to be that brand, but I mean, if you're thinking it's like, oh, I got to go find this and order it, yeah, you can get this in Wally World, man. Spring Valley, I think they sell this junk. It's usually there, all right? So it's easy to get. It's very good to take anyway for your health. It's a very, 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 very safe food. It's a very nutritious food. It's very, very simple. It absorbs easily into the body because it's a very basic food. Actually, you'll see this. Actually, even your dog and cat foods, the ones that are really, really good for the dogs and cats, they'll put a little bit of this stuff in there, man. Spirulina, man. Give your dog and cat. It's good for anything, basically. Humans, dogs, cats. Another thing is broken cell wall Chinese chlorella. I'm showing now, but you can get this pretty much anywhere. It's not, you can go on Amazon, you can go on eBay, I don't know, whatever. Just Google it someplace, look for your best deals. This stuff is cheap, believe it or not. And actually, I usually get it from Puritan Pride, but whatever you do whatever you want. I'm just telling you because I looked around. I've been buying supplements for years, and most of the time I get them from Puritan's Pride, because they've been around like since I think the 40s, and they're like USA based, and the oldest mail order place. But it's not a commercial. I'm just telling you that's what I do, because I'm not trying to. Because man, I've seen these supplements. They could be 10 times more in some other places, and I don't want to name, but I could tell you the names of them. But they could be 10 times more in other places for the same exact thing, or even literally more than that. So I don't want anybody getting ripped off. This is for like regular people, okay? Now another thing is, this is the one I want to actually talk about here, is vitamin C. I harped on it just a bunch of times with anti-aging, even probably if you're taking enough of it, antiviral, antibacteria, all kinds of stuff. And there's a lot of other stuff out there that's antioxidants. Actually, alpha-lipoic acid is sometimes touted to be the strongest antioxidant out there. Maybe SOD is, superoxidase, demuse. In certain instances, it is. And then if you take alpha-lipoic, I'm going to tell you other junk, but I'm just remember vitamin C, because it'll do the job. It's just that it's more bang for the buck, and it's easy. You can get it anywhere. There's a limit to how much you take, but it doesn't. The worst that can happen to you, like if you take it orally, is you might have to run to the bathroom and take a doo-doo once in a while because you got loose stools. You get bowel intolerance. But most people could tolerate 80% of people can tolerate 10,000 milligrams of it a day before they get loose stools. Now, if you have a problem where you have, all this radioactive damage from free radicals in your body and toxins, you could tolerate much, much more before you get loose stools. This stuff is not going to hurt you. I know. I even talked to, what kind of aggravates me, sometimes I talked to one of these medical people. It wasn't a doctor, but it was a medical person. She said that, it gives you insomnia. I'm like, no, it don't. I'm like, holy shit. Actually, one of the things that could give you insomnia is taking those high mega doses of B vitamins. They call them, sometimes they're labeled the stress tabs. They're not bad to take, too. I mean, it's not bad to take more D and more E and more B vitamins along with C. But C is probably the best thing going, best for the buck. And if you just want to remember one thing, because most of the damage that occurs to you from the radiation is not actually from the radiation, it's from the oxidative stress that creates all these free radicals floating around your body. It's not the radiation itself that always causes the cancer, it's the oxidative stress from all the free radicals. And what this vitamin C is an electron donor that will counteract and neutralize all those free radicals and toxins that are created from that and repair tissue besides that. I could name a bunch of other things. I could talk about glutathione. Glutathione costs money. Glutathione is not like on the shelf of every damn store out there. You know what I mean? Glutathione, I know. You see, the people that are into the stuff that sell this stuff, which I'm not, I'm giving people stuff that, information that's the cheapest going. You can also take potassium iodine pills. Make sure you get enough iodine. That's a damn real important one. I don't have a picture of it up here, but you can just go get, you don't even have to get Lugel's potassium iodine. You can get Equate brand, something cheap like that. But vitamin C, hey, I could talk about alpha lipoic acid, and if you want to, actually, if you do alpha lipoic acid, it works best with L-carnitine, a protein, and then when you take those two, it uses up CoQ10 in the body, and you want to take more CoQ10. CoQ10 could be a good thing. I could confuse people with a lot of different things. I could talk about natural alfalfa. I could talk about the effects of vitamin D, vitamin E, and actually the true type of vitamin E that has, there's different types, and usually the type you get doesn't include all the elements of vitamin D. I could talk about olive leaf extract. I could talk about, I don't know what the hell else is out there, man. There's so much stuff. L-glutathione would have been one there, but it's more expensive. I could talk about astragalus root. It's like I could talk about so many different things, and I don't want to confuse people. Vitamin C will pretty much do the job. Vitamin C is something that will pretty much it will. If you take enough of it, not pretty much, it will neutralize. If you're constantly taking this during the day I take 20,000 milligrams of this stuff or more a day. I haven't had the bowel intolerance. Sometimes I'll get that a little bit. Maybe that's because I took 30,000. But then I back off a little bit. You know what I mean? So I take it up to the absolute most you could take by oral, right? So, and there's a lot of different brands out there. Nature's Way, I always like Nature's Way, but they cost more money. But you don't need, and the other thing is, you don't need no special, I don't know, I usually get the one that says with bioflavonoids, but they got vitamin C out there that says it's natural and you don't want the synthetic form. These guys are all selling you something, man. I'm telling you, the people the medical doctors that are basically the revolutionary good doctors, the good ones, that have been screaming about this vitamin C for decades, which, for the last 70 years, they've been using plain old synthetic vitamin C. They haven't been using anything like rip-off special stuff. It doesn't even have to be liposomol. Liposomol could be better, but you don't even need to do that. Don't think that oral vitamin C can't help a lot. But 3 to 5 grams can help. 500 milligrams can help. 3,000 to 5,000. And I don't want to even tell you what to do, but I know that the stuff is harmless, okay? And I've been taking over 20,000 milligrams of this stuff a day for a while now, and I'm thinking, hey, this shit's pretty good, okay? And I don't have any radiation. So anyway, but the way I'm looking at it is that, it's cheap. It's available. There's a lot of stuff I take, and there's a lot of stuff I can confuse people with. But, I want to look at, what the simple stuff is. Actually, the iodine is very important, too. I forgot about that when I was making this video right now. But there's the broken cell wall chlorella, the spirulina, and also the activated charcoal. But the other thing is, you got to remember there's a lot of other benefits behind doing these things. It can possibly very much help you stay younger a lot longer. But, it's only, youth and beauty and all this. I know sometimes your religious people tell you, oh, you're so vain. Yeah, right. Tell me another one, man. Yeah, you religious person, you're so jealous. I'm ad-libbing, okay? I'm ad-libbing here. But, a lot of times people don't want you to do good. If you're young looking, these are all 45-year-old and plus women, right? I'm just kidding. But anyway, they might be. I don't know. I don't know what they are. But, the thing is, if you're young looking and you're in good shape, people like it up to a point. But then if you do too good, they don't like it. I don't care if they're religious too, But when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at this from a common sense point. Because if you're worried about Fukushima, especially if you're out there in California or Western Canada, and actually it gets all the way down in Florida because of the way the jet stream goes or something, Florida gets hit more than the Northeast USA because most of the air in the Northeast and the Midwest USA comes from like up above Canada, from Alaska, from the Arctic and all that stuff. If you're worried about this type of effects of radiation coming over to us, vitamin C is one of your better bets, but it's also activated charcoal, spirulina, broken cell wall chlorella, and what do you call it again? It was the iodine, but and spirulina. But they're all things that can help you stay young. Even the activated charcoal, because it helps remove toxins from the body. So I mean, it's got a lot of uses before. It's not just like, oh, it's radiation. I can take this for radiation. It could do a lot. It could do a lot. And I mean, I don't want to confuse people because I could actually go on for about 6 hours about a bunch of different stuff about. Even NAC is actually another thing that can help preserve your skin. Garlic can help preserve your skin. Garlic can, help your immune system. But, we're talking about radiation. We're talking about radiation. And there is a lot of other things you could do for it. But I'm putting out the cheapest products. Like spirulina, vitamin C is dirt cheap, right? Broken cell chlorella is dirt cheap. Spirulina. Activated charcoal. You're not going to get that in the Wally world or around here all over the place. It's super cheap. It's super cheap. And some people go, it's charcoal. I mean, don't chew it. Just swallow it. But if you chew it and you get it on your teeth and you see it's all black, it's actually one of those, believe it or not, it's one of those things that can help whiten your teeth. But I am not making a video on that because I can see a lot of people making complaints about that shit. But, if you do that by accident and it gets on your mouth and you see the black, you say, oh, how could that be bad? Yeah. It's actually for, and I'm not going to do a video on that. No way. No way. I could see a lot of shit on that, man. I do know it could whiten your teeth, though. But, God, I'm not doing a video on that. But, hey, Fukushima's real. And the age we're going into, the way things are going, I think we're going to have Fukushima times 1,000, man. The way shit's going with Russia and Ukraine. And, I don't know, Iran's got nuclear weapons now. And who the hell knows, right? So I am stockpiling vitamin C. Actually, there's some place, I forgot where it was, man. They sell it by like the 10 kilogram bag. It's like cheap. That's the way you really want to buy it instead of buying the pills. You want to actually mix it up in water and drink it. That's really the way. Vitamin C is cheap, but if you really, really, really want to get it cheap, get yourself a 10 kilogram bag of it and mix it up in water and drink it. Here and there. It's got a little tiny scooper with it that you put in there. It's very, very good stuff. There's a lot of other good stuff out there, like I mentioned about the alpha lipoic acid being a very, very powerful, probably the most powerful antioxidant, and glutathione is very, very powerful, and working with L-carnitine and CoQ10. Those are not cheap. Those aren't cheap. And vitamin C will get you the results you need without blowing a lot of bucks. Got it? So I'm not a vitamin C salesman. I'm just trying to, that's my whole point of this channel, understand? I'm trying to help the freaking people that don't have a lot of money. I mean, I had a number of years helping working my ass off for people with loads of freaking money. And, they pay you money, but they only pay you as much as they get out of you plus whatever, plus their profit margin, even though I'll be making a lot of money doing that stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm like, screw it, man. I think I got a very unique motivation on YouTube versus many of the other people. Tell you the truth. Man. Because, and I'll call out those alternative freaking people, quote unquote, alternative medicine. I'll call them out when I think they're full of crap because I know there's a lot of stuff out there in this alternative quote unquote medicine that is exaggerated to the hilt. But vitamin C, man, it's like actually I would get the ones that's the 1,000 milligrams per tablet myself, but do what you want, and like I said, it's available anywhere. And if you're worried about the radiation, actually, like I said, it's not so much the radiation itself that's the biggest problem. It's the oxidative stress that it causes. And you want to be able to take care of that oxidative stress right away and preserve your DNA and keep your DNA from being damaged so you won't age rapidly, right? Anyway, best advice I can give you, best bang for the buck, and that's the whole point. I could tell you a bunch of other stuff that's more expensive and more complicated, but I'm not going to because this is designed for regular people. Keep it simple, stupid. Okay?